Hello everyone! Today I'm sharing this spinning bunny card using the new stamp set from Pretty Pink Posh Bunny Friends. I like how there's a lot of images in this set, so you have a large variety to choose from. And for this card, I chose to use them all times 2. This card is a larger card with a 5.5 by 5.5 card base, so I can fit all the bunnies. So on a piece of 5.5 by 5.5 paper, I marked off the center and used a die to draw a circle around this. And this will be used for the ground that the bunnies stand on. So I'll place 5 of the bunnies on the top half of the paper. And once I stamp these down, I'll flip around the paper and restamp the same 5. And I'm using a MISTI to do this, and it makes it a lot easier, so I don't have to reposition everything perfectly, and I already have it all set once it's in my MISTI. So once I'm done with this, I'll use a circle die again to draw a bigger circle around the bunnies, and this will be the connecting image that keeps them all together. I'll be coloring all these bunnies, but since there's 10 of them, it takes a bit of time, so I'm just going to play some music while I color. And if you're not interested in the coloring, you can skip ahead to the 4.5 minute mark, and I'll be also listing all the colors I use below in the description bar. Once I'm done coloring, I actually fussy cut the image off camera. And because there were a lot of images, it took a bit of time. The bunnies themselves weren't difficult to cut, but it's just because there's 10 of them. I'll pull out a piece of light pink paper from a paper pad, and I'll also go ahead and cut out my 5.5 by 5.5 card base as well. Once I have everything trimmed down, this is where the main image will go. I'll die cut out a circle that's a little bit smaller than the image itself and stamp out the happy spring sentiment. And I use a super small circle die and cut that out at the center of that image. So for the sentiment, I had originally done it on a white piece of paper, but it looked too stark against the different colors I had going on. So I pulled out a light yellow piece of paper instead. So now all our components are ready to go once I stamp that sentiment on that new yellow circle. So this is a deceptively simple card, and I just need to mark off all the centers of each item of the pink cardstock and the yellow sentiment. I'm using a circle tab, and these are normally used for sliders, but I'm using it just as a standstill item that the bunnies can spin around. So I use a glue dot and I tape down the slider tab to the pink cardstock. I add the spinning bunnies and I'll add another glue dot on top and I'll center it onto that yellow sentiment. So it's a really, really simple card once you have all the components that you're putting together. And I think it's probably the easiest interactive card I've made. So I'm adding score tape to the card base so I can attach that main image to it. And once I have that ready to go, this is a trick I do is I put score tape and I'll place it and make sure everything's lined up and then I'll remove the score tape one by one. So while looking at this card and playing with it, I thought that something was off, and this is where I decided to round off the corners. And something simple like that can just really finish off a card. So I'm using my 123 punch board to do so. I don't have a corner rounder, so this works in a pinch. This card is complete, and it spins so easily, and it's really fun to play with. And I think the whole idea behind it is an easy way of adding an extra element to a card and makes it really fun. So I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you again next time. Have a great day. Bye.